Okay, so this is my video on my biodesign project idea. It's not like 100% set in stone. This is sort of just like the founding idea. So starting off, I was really interested in bacteria painting and painting with bacteria on agar. And that was sort of like my original idea, but I wanted to go a little bit further with it. But I didn't really know how until Fiona came by and talked about how she painted with her bacteria using like a paint medium and paper. And so I was really inspired by that, and I was like, oh, that'd be really cool, because then you have something that could last a little bit longer than the bacteria on agar. But then I didn't want to just like copy her idea. And I was like, you know, with the like idea of like sustainability and stuff, what's always sort of like come up with painting is that, you know, it can be really toxic, especially with like oil paints, where you have to really dispose of them very mindfully because they're so toxic to the environment. And then once you have a finished painting, it just kind of sits there sometimes, which I think, you know, like is a very good thing that paintings are preserved and they're there for a really long time. But also, I mean, I've made tons of paintings where I'm just like, now what? You know, for art class, where I'm just sort of like, okay, like I made this for an assignment and like I can't really paint over it to do another painting because it's got like texture and stuff, and so it just sort of sits there. And so sometimes I feel like my painting can be really wasteful. And so with this, I wanted to think a little bit more about like how can I sort of move past that a little bit, but then also have something to present. And so with the creating the bacteria, your paint is already not using those pigments that can be really toxic. And so I was like looking up biodegradable paint mediums, and I saw like walnut oil and like another acrylic one, but I think the acrylic ones are a lot less biodegradable. And so I was thinking, okay, well, what if I like burn or sterilize the paintings and then use it sort of as a supplement for the soil, and then grow things in the soil, and then you have like another product and you're sort of giving back a little bit, or you're letting them degrade in a natural way. I'll have to look up if because of course like bacteria is something that's not really great to just like run wild, but my thing was like with autoclaving and things like that, you know, you get like a sterile product. And so I'll have to look up like with the specific bacteria what you have to get them to the temperature for them to like be sterile and stuff. And then we have the problem of like documenting it. So I would take pictures of the bacteria painting and then go to the second painting and take pictures of this, or create duplicates of the painting. And then with the growing, I was thinking maybe creating like sort of like a timeline of like putting seeds in the ground and they shoot and then they flower, and creating a timeline of that. And then if there's a product at the end that's like a flower, maybe possibly making pressed flowers. And I have a lot of experience growing sunflowers. Not like a lot of experience, but they're pretty easy to grow here. And I've grown them before. And so I was thinking also to create like this sort of whole feeling, like painting sunflowers here or like a seed, and then use like keeping the sunflower theme throughout. So these are my ideas for my biodesign project. It was sort of sustainability, but painting and art and bacteria. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.